Welcome to episode number 5 of the Hometown Heroes YouTube exclusive video series. I am your host, Jackson Wallace, and I got my friend, my buddy, my pal, Mr. Lucas Averett with me. Lucas, how are you, bud?
Great. As we all seen Thursday, the new schedules came out, so
Yes.
we're another week closer to football, which just gives me another thing to get excited about. So I'm super stoked.
I'm ready. Me and you were looking into the schedules. We're actually going to talk about that on the podcast we're about to record here in just a little bit. But for here, we're as you guys may or may not be familiar, this is Hometown Heroes. We talk a lot about only about the two best teams in the NFL. Really, the only two teams that actually matter: the Titans and the Cowboys. Right. This is where you could find all of the breaking news, all of the different things that are happening throughout the week and throughout the coming months, related to the Cowboys and the Titans, right here in one nice little neat packaged video for you guys, exclusive to YouTube. So
beautiful.
Yeah, man. Super excited. Right. As far as the Cowboys go, there ain't really much going on this week, though, Lucas.
Nothing going on?
I
gotta.
After we signed Andy Dalton, I mean, just more Dak contract rumors. That's about it.
I hear you. I got a little bit of an update. I know we've been waiting to hear something about Logan Ryan with the Titans. So it came out sometime last week after we recorded Hometown Heroes that Kristen Fulton was getting number 26, which is Logan Ryan's number. So when that came out, Logan Ryan went to social media and he posted his farewell message, saying bye to the Titans and everything. And then he came out today. The story came out. I believe him and Jason McCourty, it's one of the McCourty twins, have a podcast together.
Oh, cool.
Okay. It's called Double Coverage. Super cool.
Nice. Nice little play on the wordplay there. Like it.
Right. And I got this information from Teron Davenport, ESPN sports writer for the Tennessee Titans. He made a story about it, and he quotes Logan Ryan in it, and Logan said, "Tennessee never really offered me a contract. They never really tried to bring me back." And you go down the story some more, and he talks about the Titans said that they would evaluate the market, but we thought that we wouldn't be able to pay him the amount of money that he wanted.
Yeah.
And that he would be able to get more money elsewhere. So I don't know if that's why John Robinson never really pursued him.
Yeah.
But it looks, right now Logan doesn't have a contract anywhere. He's 29. And he was wanting $10 million, and we definitely weren't going to give him that. So I guess, honestly, I was hoping maybe, even though he came out and said that his time in Tennessee was done, I was hoping maybe there was a chance we could still get him if no one else wanted to sign him.
Yeah.
Right. But now I'm really thinking, since we didn't really try, I feel like we've kind of disrespected the boy a little bit. In his head, he probably sees it that way. He said he understands it's the business and stuff, and that's how the business works. But it's just makes me a little sad.
Yeah, it didn't really even go after the guy. That's disappointing because, you think you'd at least try and sign him, like, hey man, look, we want to have you back, but this is a number we can do. Like, at least have an offer on the table. But
yeah, honestly, it's super surprising too. He's like the perfect example of the player that you want on the Titans, right?
Yeah, and productive too. He's had incredible seasons.
Yeah, leader in the locker room, but oh well.
Hard pill to swallow, man. Hard pill to swallow.
Yeah,
that's rough.
And then no updates on Clowney Watch, because everyone in the Titans on Twitter and everything is on Clowney Watch. So
yeah, I think that'll probably, like you said before, I think you said last week, it's like just kind of as everything starts to reopen and people are kind of getting back into the groove of things, he'll probably get his physical, and then as soon as the physical's done, we're good to go for Clowney
Right.
Watch. Over here on my side, no crazy updates. Just kind of some Dak watch at the moment, I guess you could say. It's like, okay, we're offering, I think there's an offer on the table for him right now, which is $31 million for this year, which is part of that franchise tag number, and then $35 million average per year with $106 million guaranteed, which would make him the highest paid quarterback. Are we going to be able to get him at 35? Does he deserve 35? I don't know. But
no and a no.
Apparently that offer has been made. No updates as of recording for if Dak is going to take it or not. I imagine not, since he hasn't responded to it, and that offer was made 2 days ago, and there's been no updates. Yeah, we offered him 35, and I guess he's turning it down. Yeah. So
I thought 30 was wild.
30 is wild, especially for him. Now, and again, we've been talking about this before, like on Hometown Heroes and even the podcast in general. I think Dak's a good quarterback. I really do. I think he's top 15, right? I like the guy. I think he has all the intangibles that you want for the locker room, leadership-wise. Doesn't miss games, durable, strong arm. He's only getting better. But at the same time, $35 million is a lot to allocate for one position on your team. And my argument has never been that Dak isn't a valuable quarterback or that I don't want him on I don't want him on the team. My argument against Dak is purely from the numbers and the salary cap perspective. It is way too much for us to allocate to one position when he's not a Patrick Mahomes or an Aaron Rodgers or even a Russell Wilson. If he was there, that upper echelon, arguably top 2-3 quarterbacks in the game, like, okay, yeah, pay this man 35, whatever we got to do to get him because he is that guy. But he's not. I feel like you only pay that number to the top 3 people in the game, top 4 people in the game, if that are worth it, that can dig you out of those holes. But, he's just not that guy. So, anyway.
Right. Sad times out here, Jackson.
Y'all didn't make an offer to Logan Ryan. We offered Dak 35.
Yep.
Nothing.
If only we could meet in the middle.
If only we can meet in the middle, man.
So anyways, so on Twitter earlier this week, it was trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
The whole time to evaluate your NFL team. And I go in and people are doing their most overrated player for their team, most underrated, surprise player, all that stuff. So I thought that'd be super cool for us to go in on Hometown Heroes this week and to talk about that. So we're going to go through for each of our teams. We're going to do our different we're gonna evaluate our players for the Cowboys and Titans for the upcoming season.
I think it's a super cool idea. I'm glad you found it, and I'm ready to get going.
Fun stuff. All right. First off, most overrated player on the Cowboys.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Ooh.
D-Law. Okay. Because
not a sacker, is he?
Huh? Do what? Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. 5 sacks last year, right? Not a big-time sack producer. Robert Quinn led us in sacks, and, he came in a little bit later in the year. But he's more of a run stopper, right? He's going to kind of clog up the holes. You don't want to run towards that guy. So I'm not saying he's bad on defense. I mean, we signed him to, $100 million contract. Okay, we put an exorbitant amount of money into D-Law, so he's obviously valuable, but he's not. He's overrated in the sense of you pay that kind of money to a pass rusher. We paid him to a run stopper, which is right. He's not going to produce that kind of numbers for you. Now this year he might produce some because we added Dontae Poe and Gerald McCoy and drafted a couple of rushers. Also brought in Aldon Smith, so maybe we're able to kind of free him up on the line a little bit, but he's never really been a guy that's going to go out and lead the league in sacks. He's not a Joey or a Nick Bosa type of guy. So for that reason, I have him overrated.
Would you compare him to Jadeveon Clowney?
No.
Because Clowney's kind of like that too.
But
he's not really
Clowney,
a pass rush guy.
But Clowney can, and D-Law has the ability to bull rush, but I feel like Clowney is stronger, and I feel like Clowney's faster.
Okay.
And I also feel like Clowney can play the outside linebacker position to where I feel like DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't really have that versatility to where I can put him in a linebacker pass coverage spot on certain situations.
Okay. Most overrated player for the Tennessee Titans. People are going to hate me for this. I got to go A.J. Brown. Okay.
What?
I picked him to win Rookie of the Year and stuff last year. I thought he was great coming in, right?
Yeah.
But people are out here acting like he is a true number one in the NFL. And there's one thing that sticks out to me that makes me think he's not a true number one. This man cannot get off the press.
Oh yeah, right? Can't create that separation.
If you go back and you listen, you listen to other people talk about it, and you listen to players talk about it. The ex-GM of the Titans talked about it when we were about to play the Ravens and everything. And we're getting towards the second half of the season. We're in the playoffs, and we're in all these important games, and it's like, hey, your playmakers need to step up for you to be able to beat these players.
Yeah.
And we couldn't – we didn't have a deep ball threat other than Khalif Raymond, who ran by some people. And the reason is because you look at a bunch of times I heard some old ex-NFL players talking about it, and they were like, Corey Davis and Adam Humphries and A.J. Brown are getting up, and they're just getting hit at the line.
Yeah.
and then it's knocking everything off. And like if you can't beat press, they were like in college it's different, and when you're the number 2 wide receiver, it's a little different. But when you're the number 1 guy and you're getting knocked off the ball and you're also being double teamed, you have to be able to make plays.
Right.
And so like I'm not saying he can't become that. It was obviously his first year, you know. But I gotta go overrated because there's people out here acting like he's a true number 1, and I don't think he's there yet. I think he
Yeah,
has the potential.
he's not a Devontae Adams. He's not a Julio, right? He's not a Cooper, not yet. He has potential to be, and we'll see how he grows because I thought that was one of the best additions to the Titans from last year. I think he brought kind of that, when he does get separation, and like his catch and traffic rating is crazy on Madden, by the way.
Put this man on a slant, and he'll catch the ball and he'll run 60 yards for a touchdown with it and break 3 tackles on the way.
Now, would you think he's like a better like slot receiver, or do you like him on the outside?
So I like him on the outside because of his size and stuff. I think he can do some extra stuff.
Yeah,
I've heard some comparisons to him being the next Megatron.
Interesting, because Megatron was huge.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's as big. I think he can be. He kind of has that same like run after catch kind of deal. Obviously now he's not as good as Megatron because he can't go up and get the ball like he could, and he's not as big. But like, I hope he becomes that. That would be. I mean,
awesome. Yeah, that'd be great if you had a Megatron. When your nickname is Megatron, you know you're doing something right, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude, Calvin Johnson was so good. I wish he had still kept playing for a little bit, but I understand why.
Yeah. So next up, most underrated player on the Cowboys.
All right, this is going to be interesting for me to you.
This was hard.
Yeah, this was difficult. I think it's Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup, wide receiver. He's our number 2 wide receiver. Okay, number 13 for the Cowboys. Last year he had 1,000 yards. So 1,000 yards receiving last year. Even Amari Cooper has come out and said in public like he feels like Gallup could be a number 1 receiver on just about any team. And he's like he has that kind of caliber potential inside of him. And I think he's going to this year with hopefully Cooper comes back healthy, right? We got Cooper locked up, we got him signed. And he was dealing with some injuries last year with like his knee and like his toe or whatever. But when he's on, he's like arguably the best route runner in the game, Mark Cooper, if not in the top 5 conversation. Then we bring in somebody like CeeDee Lamb, okay, who's going to garner a lot of attention. I feel like Gallup is going to be that guy to have a potential like breakout year because he's going to have a lot of one-on-one coverages because there's going to have to be a lot of resources devoted towards Cooper and towards CD. And I feel like some people are going to forget about Gallup, and I feel like Gallup's underrated because, I mean, he had 1,000 yards last year, but nobody noticed him. You got to worry about Zeke as well. So Gallup is my underrated guy. He doesn't get a lot of attention.
Okay. For the Titans, my overrated player or underrated, sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Underrated was Kenny Vaccaro. He's a strong safety.
Yeah.
This dude flies all over the place, and I never really hear praise for the guy, but every game he's busting up in the middle, stopping a run for a loss. He's breaking up a pass. Mm-hmm. He's the dirty man. All right, he's one of the dirty players on the team. He does the dirty work for us, and I really respect the guy for that, and I love what he does for us, and he just fits in perfectly with the players we have on the defense, and I love him. I just feel like he doesn't necessarily get all the praise I wish he would get.
Yeah, man, Vaccaro, Longhorn right there, man. Longhorn,
good guy, man. Came from the Saints, got him for nothing.
Yeah,
got him for nothing.
Key player, you love that.
Best player on the Cowboys.
The best player. Oh gosh, I did not. Okay, I thought it was Key New Edition was the next one. Okay, best player for the Cowboys. I think it's Zach Martin. I think it's pretty easy. I think he is
a tackle or something.
Our right guard.
Okay.
He is. I mean, he's come into the league about I think it was 5 years ago. He's been a Pro Bowler ever since. He's rated the top offensive lineman in the nation, right? Or in the in the league. And so I think what he kind of gives us kind of that anchor spot. Obviously, our left tackle is really good, Tyron Smith, but Martin, like his ability to pull, his ability for power blocking, he really opens up those holes for Zeke and for Tony Pollard and other guys. So I'm going to go with Zach Martin, just overall best player we got.
For the Titans, best player, I think it's got to be obvious, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no one else you can go with. I mean, we've seen what happened. I don't need to explain. We've seen what happened against the Ravens and the Patriots.
Heck yeah, man. It was going to be too easy for me to pick somebody like Zeke or Cooper.
Yeah.
But I've got to show some love to the big uglies down in the trenches.
I got you. Key new addition to the team, Jackson.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so key new addition. This is pretty obvious. CeeDee Lamb. Drafted him, arguably the best wide receiver in the draft. He falls to us at 17. We go out and we get him. I mean, he's versatile. We can line him up in the slot. We can line him up on the outside. He is incredibly explosive. I've been seeing some Instagram videos of him lately, just running routes and like his change of a direction and the explosiveness on his feet whenever he comes out of those different stances. Absolutely love it. And he's just going to open up opportunities for the guys. Right? He's going to give, like I just mentioned before with Gallup, he's going to give Gallup more one-on-ones, who Gallup for the first time gave Dak some kind of a deep threat, right? He's going to loosen up some coverage on Cooper on some packages, right? He's going to give Zeke the opportunity out of the backfield, right? Like it just, because you have such a dynamic threat coming out of wherever we put him in the slot or we put him in the outside or wherever we're going to put him, he's just going to open it up for everybody else. So big time addition for us.
For my key new addition, I actually didn't go with our first round pick. We drafted a right tackle. I had to go with our second round pick, Christian Fulton. Sorry. Yeah. Without Logan Ryan, I feel like the biggest hole on the team was we needed another corner. I think he really has a chance to come in. I think he's going to be attacked, and he has a chance to make some plays because of that. So a lot of balls are going to be thrown at him, so a lot of chances to make some plays. I'm really looking forward to see how he does. I'm really hoping it works out.
Do you think that he could lead the league or among rookie cornerbacks and interceptions this year?
I mean, he could just because like I think they're really going to go after him a lot.
Yeah.
Because we have Malcolm Butler and Adoree Jackson on the other side. Like there's a chance he probably won't. I'm trying.
Won't get as much
like,
playing time as like a CJ Henderson or like a AJ Terrell. He'll get playing time. Like, he's going to come in as a nickel, but
like I think he's got a better chance than like Okudah because I don't think teams are going to go after Okudah. But like they probably will because he's a rookie corner.
They're going to test him.
Not like this guy. Yeah, like I really feel like this guy's going to be tested a lot. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
I hope so. That would be awesome.
If Diggs wasn't there, we were gonna pick up Fulton. Absolutely. So, big time addition there.
All right. So, what's a player you think maybe could surprise some people for the Cowboys? Jackson?
This one is
a wrench in there.
This one's interesting. I got tight end Blake Jarwin. So Blake Jarwin, Blake Jarwin, he was set to be the starter last year before Jason Witten came back. We kind of had a tight end by committee thing in 2018. He only started 4 games for us, but he has good hands. He can go vertical. He's kind of that security blanket. So I have some interesting numbers from 2018 for you, okay? Started 4 games. He had 27 catches on 36 targets, okay, for 307 yards and 3 touchdowns. But the key stat here, his average yards per reception was 11.4, and 19 of his 27 catches were for first downs. So I think that there's a theme building here, Lucas, okay? Right. We got Gallup, who's an underrated player. We got CeeDee, who's going to garner a lot of it. There's too many places to look, and I feel like Blake Jarwin's going to be that guy that's coming in under the radar that people are going to be like, who is this guy, right? He's not a George Kittle or a Travis Kelce, or a Rob Gronkowski. He's not going to garner a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he's going to be this guy who can consistently get us first downs. I mean, 19 of his 27 catches were for first downs in 2018. So
big target
Dak, help Dak out.
Down.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like he's just going to be that kind of guy to have a surprise year. Like, who's Blake Jarwin? And because of everything else around him, he could have a big time year.
Well, he needs to be like Witten. Go find the soft zone and stand there till the ball comes and catch it.
Yeah, well,
That's how you become a legend.
Yeah, he came into the league. Witten had a couple years left, and so he's been learning under Witten a lot last year. And when he had opportunities to play, he made some big time moments. So
that's awesome.
I'm really looking forward to that this year.
Surprise player for the Titans, I had to go with Darrington Evans. He is the speed halfback that we drafted in the 3rd round, I believe. I see a lot of boom potential with him. Not necessarily bust potential because he's a 3rd round pick and he's coming in as a backup role and a special teamer. But I definitely see some boom potential for him, like on punt returns and stuff. Like his speed, he can make a flash. Coming in and being a change of pace with Derrick Henry, I think could be a big deal. Opens up the playbook for us. Getting him involved in the passing game. It's just there's a really good chance I think that he could come out and make a splash for us, and that'd be great.
There's a nice little 1-2 punch there, Lucas. You got a little bit of thunder with Derrick Henry, got a little bit of lightning. Okay,
yep.
Just kind of two-headed monsters are pretty rare with the NFL. But when you do have one and you can make it work and give Derrick Henry a break, on 4 or 5 carries a game and let him catch his breath, like that could be nasty because that adds up. That adds up to 30 to 40 carries less than what he would have had going into the playoffs. So he's a little bit more fresh legs.
Right, and we all know how big of a deal special teams is.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of times it's probably underrated, but it is a big deal, and it can change a team. It can change a game. Like the Patriots and the Bills, the first time they played last year, I believe the Patriots won because of special teams. Awesome stuff.
Exciting stuff.
Who you got for the Cowboys? Maybe taking a leap this year. Maybe jumping up all of a sudden.
I got a surprise for you here, Lucas, and it's running back Tony Pollard. Okay, here's the thing with Tony Pollard. I know Zeke is the quintessential the guy. Okay, but Pollard last year showed us that he can come out and how speedy he is, how explosive he is, and how useful he can be to give Zeke a break, like I just mentioned for Derrick Henry. Give Zeke a break on 5 to 7 carries per game. He can come in on key 3rd down situations. He can come in and catch balls out of the backfield, a lot of screens, a lot of reverses. I'm really interested to see what he does with Mike McCarthy's kind of, kind of how he's going to implement things into the offense and inject some different plays in there with Kellen Moore. The theme's been building this whole time. We got a lot of different weapons in a lot of key different positions, and I feel like Pollard's a guy that can come out and give us explosive plays when we really need it. I actually look for him to kind of line up in the slot a little bit this year. Just kind of throw out some kind of weird packages, right? You throw him and Zeke on the field at the same time, and Lamb and Cooper, and just kind of mix some things up a little bit. So I feel like he's going to have a pretty good year. I like his explosive.
Well, I seen him take. It was like a 3rd and 14 or something, and he made 3 people miss and got a 20-yard gain.
He's quick, man. I think we're going to roll with that kind of thunder lightning duo.
I got you
this year.
For the Titans, I got to go with Harold Landry. He's one of our edge rushers. He's an outside backer.
Yeah.
In Boston College, his junior year, he led the NCAA in sacks, and then he's come in and he's been a good player for his first 2 years in the NFL. But I'm really thinking this year with Vic Beasley on one side, we got Jeffrey Simmons coming up the middle.
Yes.
I really think this could be a breakout year for him, and it kind of seems like he's had 2 years. He's been with Cameron Wake last year to kind of help him.
Yes.
Like he's been with some good people. Brian Orakpo was there when he was a rookie. So right. I think he's had some good veteran leadership, and I think it's a good chance for him to break out.
And Braves is an incredible coach, right? Especially on the defensive side of things, right?
Right.
And so he really knows how to get the best out of his front 7. So, yeah, I would not be surprised for him to have Yes, I would not be surprised if he has a nice breakout year. I like it. Good pick.
Prove it year for a player on the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. So, like I just said a million times, what has been the constant theme for this evaluate? We have all kinds of weapons, right? We have Cooper, arguably the best route runner, okay? We have Gallup, the most underrated. As Cooper has said, he's like a 1B type receiver, okay? We go out and we draft CeeDee Lamb. He falls to us at 17, and we go get him because he provides us dynamic,
Zeke,
a dynamic
you got
weapon.
Pollard, you got the
Zeke,
best offensive
Pollard.
line in the league.
We have an underrated tight end. We still have a top 5 offensive line even without Travis Frederick. So it's time to prove it. Dak Prescott, this is your time. You want to go get paid like Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, and you get your $40 million a year. I know I can almost guarantee he's going to have a contract going into this year. Jerry Jones is going to fold. There's going to give him one. It's your time to prove it, man. You want to go out and get the big money. You got the big money. Let's see what you can do. You have all the weapons in the world. You have a top 5 O-line. You have a defense that has improved over the draft. We drafted key positions, and we drafted really, really well this year. You got a brand new coach who's all in on you. Everything's here for you, man. Show the world why you deserve to be the top paid quarterback in the league. It's your turn. Prove it.
Because you don't think Andy Dalton struggling in Cincinnati for so long, who he still took to the playoffs twice, wouldn't have loved to have top 5 offensive line?
Yeah.
Arguably 3 number 1 weapons at wide receiver.
Yeah. Let's not forget Mr. Zeke.
A halfback that is a stud.
Absolute stud. A defense that's on the come up. I mean,
we're talking like literally surrounded by potential Hall of Famers.
Yes. It's all there for you, Dak. So go get it. And anything less than an NFC Championship appearance over the next 2 years is considered a bust on his contract. Like, with all of these things around him and he wants to go out and be the highest paid and be the guy, okay, cool. Let's give you your cash. Show us what you can do with this. Because the window of opportunity, Lucas, we all both know, is very narrow on getting deep in the playoffs, making a Super Bowl run.
Spooky narrow.
Spooky narrow. So here's the recipe. Go get it, Dak.
Prove it year for the Titans. I think the most obvious player was Corey Davis. We rejected his 5th-year option, so this is his last year with us at the moment. And it's time to go. We got you 5th overall. I understand that different drafts vary. He probably wouldn't have been the 1st or 2nd wide receiver taken in this year's draft, considering all the talent that was there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it sucks. But what people do is they look and they say, you're a 5th overall pick, so you need to play like one. I think the money was just going to be too much for him, and we're still going to try to re-sign him. But it's definitely a prove-it year.
Yeah.
If he wants that 5th overall money, then it's time for him to show us, and time for him to get paid. And I'm all for that. I'm all for you getting paid. If you go out there and you catch 1,300 yards worth of balls and you got 10 touchdowns,
let's get you paid, man. Let's get you paid.
We'll pay you.
And now's
re-sign you.
Now's the time to do it. You got A.J. Brown, who was arguably he was a finalist for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, you have a dynamic quarterback who you traded for and immediately got impact from in Ryan Tannehill. You're going to have that offseason to work with him and get on the same page with him and understand the new playbook. You're having consistency at the head coaching position, which is something the Titans have rarely had before. Vrabes is the guy. Tannehill's the guy. You have the league's leading rusher with Derrick Henry taking pressure off the passing game.
Yeah.
You got an up-and-coming defense. Yeah,
you got Johnny Smith.
The AFC South is there for the taking because Bill O'Brien doesn't know what he's doing and Phillip Rivers is old and washed. It is there for you, okay? Go out and go get it. That's all you got to do, Corey Davis. Let's go.
Hey, speaking of the AFC South, did you see that? And you said something about the Texans.
Yeah.
So they don't have Hopkins anymore, They have one primetime game, and it's week 1 against the Chiefs, and that's it. They have no other primetime games.
Little rematch game. Ooh.
Titans got 3, which is most in the AFC South. So anyways.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's all we got.
That's it. Lucas, I love the idea. I'm really glad that we did it, and we got to talk about this. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, I think it was awesome.
Awesome. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, this is exclusively on YouTube. It's uploaded to our channel every single week. And don't forget to tune into the Go for Two podcast, where we literally talk about all the rest of the other teams. But the only 2 teams that really matter, okay, the Titans and the Cowboys. All here
we're about to record
one nice little package
the other thing
for you. That's right. So, guys, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to leave some comments down below. We always read those at the beginning of the episodes. We didn't have one for this video. So if you want to hear your comments and your name shouted out here on the video, please do leave us a comment and let us know your thoughts on anything down below. Maybe give us your rating of your team and let us know why. We'll be happy to talk about it next time. But I think that's it for all of us. Lucas, anything?
And we're good. Deuces.
All right. Lay you bye.